This is how you learn ICT concepts. Okay, I'll suggest that you start out with the 2022 ICT mentorship. This is what I did. This is where I started. I went through this thing 3 or 4 times. I stopped after about 7 to 8 months of learning. Um, but anyway, I'll get into that. But the first 7 or 8 uh, episodes through here are just pure gold. And now this is something that you, unfortunately, guys and girls, that you can't rush through. You have to take the time to learn. I had a notebook. I had 2 notebooks or 2 sections in the notebook. And the first section would be if I heard a word, because he throws out a lot of terms. I didn't know what a market structure shift or a break or, even at the time, I didn't know support and resistance or liquidity or fair value gaps, order blocks, breaker blocks, imbalances. Swing highs, anything that you do not know exactly what it is, I would write it down. I would go see what he meant by it. I would write the definition out, and then I would go back and start watching again. And this is why I suggest you go through this, a few times because you're going to learn so much about. He said this is like OTE on steroids, and basically, um, what OTE is a either reversal or just it's a big displacement that leaves a big fair value gap, and then it comes back into the fair value gap, and it should respect it and then moves either higher or lower. And the reason why a lot of people fail using OTs is because they don't have any narrative. They're not marking out previous days high and low, sessions high and low. Say you're trading and it takes out Asia low or previous week's low and then comes back in that fair value gap. Yeah, it might. I don't think I would be trusting it because we have reached our higher time frame, um, liquidity pool. So, but he teaches you everything here. But from start to finish, you're going to learn market structure. You're going to learn about liquidity, and you're going to learn how to, fair value gaps. To me, ICT is like a language of price action. And once you learn the language that he is teaching you, you can decipher the markets in a way that makes sense to you. So after I went through this a time or two, at least twice, and done everything he said, do all the homework, the back testing, and all that, it's going to take you some time. But after that, I will go to the market maker primer course, and that's just going to reinforce, um, liquidity. Um, right here, it's going to this one right here, ICT Forex Market Maker Primer Course. And just because it says Forex don't mean it don't work in futures. Everything that he teaches works in all assets. So start off with that, move to the Market Maker Primer Course. This is going to reinforce market structure. It's going to reinforce liquidity. It's going to reinforce the time-based liquidity that you need to know and all that. And then if that is not enough, I will go to I will start on the core content. The biggest mistake I see traders, they go right to the charter content, and that's the last thing you should do. Once you have all the information, then you go to the charter content and see the models that he has put together and see if one resonates with you. Everybody can trade ICT different, but you have to learn the fundamentals to understand the order flow. And what I mean by that is ICT is like a language of price action. And once you understand his PD arrays and how they're supposed to be respected and how they're supposed to be used, and then you go back through price action and look and do your back testing and look at old data and you can forward. I forward tested everything, and that I think that's why I got it quicker is because I was doing live executions and I was journaling and learning from my mistakes, and I still make some repeated mistakes that cost me to blow up, and that's what I'm working on uh, right now. But for you, 2022 mentorship, go through it, know it like the back of your hand. I went through it 3, 4 times. Market Maker Primer course the same way. Core content. Once you find some models that resonate with you, then you can go to the charter content for the cherry on top, the icing on the cake, and all that good stuff. And if you don't find anything after that, just start the process over. He's got so much stuff here. I know you could feel really intimidated by all this, but if I promise you, if you'll start with the 2022 mentorship, know it like the back of your hand, back test it, forward test it, do all the homework that he suggests, all that, then go to this same way, know it back and forth, get the charts. That's when you go through all this, and then when you do the work of going back through old data or forward testing it, you will see what sticks out to you. To me, it was the fair value gap in the order blocks. That's what sticks out like a sore thumb to me. So that's what I stick to until I get better. And then I may add some things, but I read order flow based on fair value gaps. Are we respecting them? Are we inverting them? And order blocks. Are we respecting the order block? Or, okay, yeah, it's not. We're moving higher or we're moving lower. And, that's all I do is a certain time of the day, time-based liquidity levels I've got wrote down and marked. And I'm trying to build a narrative. Are we going up or down based on order flow, based on are we respecting fair value gaps? Are we making fair value gaps and respecting them or not? And the biggest epiphany that I had in my trading was how I get my the best way I get in the market is after we take sell side or buy side. So we take sell side aggressively, and then the market comes back. So we make a fair value gap that takes out sell side, and then we invert that fair value gap. That's basically a balanced price range there at the bottom. And then if sometimes it just keeps on going, but if we tap back into that balanced price range, oh man, that is the best one, and that's what gives me the best risk to reward, the best low little bit of drawdown is, and I'll do a video on that, the balanced price range. But anyway, I hope this helps. Like I said, start with the 2022 Market Maker Primer core content. Yeah, it's going to take you some time. If you want to not take that much time, that's why you need to hire a mentor. But it took me, 5 or 6 months of going through this stuff daily. I was walking to work, walking back home, listening to this guy in my ear 24/7, listening to Motiversity, just trying to stay um, motivated because when you're doing this, especially at first, you're failing all the time. I mean, it's like loss, 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 loss. It feels like, and you feel like you're not getting anywhere, and that's when most people quit. But if you love it, have passion for it, and you're not going to give up, and you're not going to quit. If you'll follow these directions right here, I promise you, you'll see results. So I love you. I appreciate you, and I'm continually praying for your all success. And if you need anything, or if you have a question, comment below. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Appreciate you. Talk to you later.